Amazing.
And welcome to episode 180 of the most must-see, award-winning show to ever hit the Bedford TV airwaves, or any airwaves for that matter. North, south, east, west, backwards, frontwards, sideways, diagonally, any which way you look at it, all around the world, the Wrestling Connection. I am your host, as always, your connection to the wrestling world, the perfect Ken, your bro Ken Hill, here today.
Recognize.
Oh, what amazing ventriloquism. You could almost hear Zach. All right, Ken Hill, here today to deliver all the news to you in professional wrestling. Alongside me, the one-stop magic shop of the Wrestling Connection, Mr. 8-Ball himself, Mr.
Hi, Ken.
Nick Giglio.
Can you hear me out there?
Loud and clear,
Okay.
Nick.
Hi, Ken. Oh, your head's in the way. No, that way. Hey, no, not that way.
Oh my God, I got a hand coming out of my head. Oop.
Hello.
Okay, there we go.
Hello.
All right.
Hello.
So we do have some Raw and
Hello.
SmackDown news to sort through coming up with SummerSlam right around the corner coming up next week, but that's next week. Before we jump right into the Raw and SmackDown news, a little bit of interesting social media news concerning a former WWE legend, one Mr. Magnum TA. If you knew Magnum TA from the 70s and the 80s, one of American wrestling's greats. Unfortunately, his career was cut short due to a horrific car accident, which ended up injuring his spine, forcing him into retirement. Now, I bring up Mr. Magnum TA because recently he took his children, his grandchildren, to Disneyland for a day of fun, and supposedly he gets around. He deals with his handicap by having a specialized Segway wheelchair, a motorized Segway type scooter. Now, however, while Disneyland has its own assortment of rental scooters and Segways that they apparently rent out, because apparently you can't have like actual Segways just scooting around unless you're in security. But apparently they refused entry to Magnum and his children, his grandchildren, basically because they didn't have a left-handed specialized scooter for him to use, because he has not only does he have spinal injuries, but he also has injuries in his right hand. That's why he has the specialized left-handed Segway scooter for him to use. Now, his stepdaughter Tessa Blanchard, daughter Tully, WWE legend Tully Blanchard, of the famed Blanchard wrestling family, has gone on Twitter, raising social media public outcry about this, about how her family was turned away simply because Disney didn't have the means to help her stepfather. And now I do empathize with the Blanchard family. I do empathize with Magnum because of his unfortunate accident, because he is disabled. But I mean, Disney did. I kind of have to side with Disney on this one, because look, Disney did everything they could to acquiesce to Magnum, to his family, and basically they gave him the option. Okay, here's a wheelchair you use to get around. We do this for all of our disabled patrons. They don't flat out turn down disabled patrons because they have a particular disability. Okay, basically they gave Magnum every option to be able to be at Disneyland with his kids and have a good time, but it was clear from here that Magnum basically turned them down flat and didn't even entertain the idea of using one of their rental scooters or a wheelchair. And I mean, Nick, I mean, just knowing this story, knowing like you see both sides of the situation right here.
I'm doing something right now, so keep talking.
Well,
I'm trying to get you live on TV. Hold on.
Okay. Well, I mean.
So keep going.
Well, no, this is something I need your. Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, they did. They accommodated him, and he just kind of didn't want to do it. So
I feel for him. He's got like a rotten. I mean, his career ended prematurely because of the car accident. I feel for him, but look, you're gonna go crying and moaning about not having. Disney. It's not like I said. It's not like Disney gave him the boot. It's not like they said, okay, you're left-handed. Okay, thanks. Okay, you're left-handed because of disability in your right hand. Okay, no, thanks, bye. They actually explored options with him. They gave him every opportunity to try and enjoy Disneyland with his grandchildren by either like a rental scooter or wheelchair. They wouldn't have it. He wouldn't have it. So they really didn't have much of a choice. They didn't have a way to acquiesce him at that time. Now, do I think this is going to come back to bite them in terms of social media? Probably. I mean, you raise a big enough stink, companies usually end up listening one way or the other. But honestly, I think they're making a big deal over nothing here. All right? I think Magnum and his family, I think Tessa, they all just need to kind of move on from here. I feel like they're raising a big stink over nothing. That's just my 2 cents. All right, so moving on from social media news, going straight up wrestling news right here. We had Raw and Smackdown this week. I'm sorry. I mean, kind of starting backwards here. This is from the main event of Raw this past Monday, and this was just so funny. I just had to kick off with this first. This is from the last man standing match between Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. Now, on the one hand, I'm not exactly a big fan of having your 2 main event guys facing off with each other about a little more than a week before their match at SummerSlam alongside Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe. But you know what? I'm okay with this. I mean, it was a hard-hitting, action-packed last man standing match. So many big moments. Both men nearly down for the 10 count. But this was my favorite moment. You see, Strowman was slumped in the corner by the timekeeper. Here comes Reigns charging in for his spears, looking to finish off Braun. Suddenly Braun out of nowhere picks up a ringside office chair. Not your typical steel chair, mind you. Office chairs are far more unwieldy and far more difficult to throw. Strowman just picks it up, hurls it like a baseball, thwacks Reigns right in like mid stride, and just like knocks him out for almost a 10 count. I mean, this was. You just have to look at it. You just look at the timing of it and just the whiplash, everything. It was hilarious. I loved it. Just basically my favorite. Made my week. It made my week on for Raw. All right. So anyway, the match there ended when Samoa Joe came out of the crowd, locking the coquina clutch on Reigns, and ended up knocking him out long enough for Strowman to win the match. All right, so now we kicked off the show, believe it or not, with another participant in the Fatal 4-Way match for the Universal title, the Universal Champion himself, Brock Lesnar, his advocate Paul Heyman, appearing on Miz TV. Now, initially, this was supposed to be Jason Jordan making an appearance on Miz TV following up from last week, where Jordan got the jump on Miz and the Miztourage. However, Kurt Angle had other plans, deciding that he wasn't going to let his son walk into an ambush by the Miz and his cronies. Decided, I'll give you even better guess. I'll give you Brock Lesnar. Here comes Brock. Basically, they're coming out to hype the Fatal 4-Way match. And then Miz starts to get in on his usual bombastic diatribe, basically getting on Lesnar about, if you lose, you're going to take your ball and walk home. I mean, basically, so basically, money talks, Lesnar walks. So and all that jazz. So anyway, Miz talking up a big game. I mean, and as soon as he finishes up, Heyman starts in on this spiel about role playing, and decides that Lesnar is now gonna take part in some role playing with Miz and his cronies. He's gonna see Miz and Axel and Dallas as Roman Reigns, as Braun Strowman, as Samoa Joe. And so basically, Lesnar proceeds to tear Miz and the Miztourage a new one, basically just tears them apart, suplexes, F5s. I mean, you can basically see from a mile away how this whole thing was going to end. I don't really appreciate them basically making the Miz the Intercontinental Champion look like an absolute joke, but you know what? It's Lesnar. It's him just killing people with suplexes and F5s. So, I can't really complain all that much. It was a good opening segment. I liked it. Now, tying into that, Jason Jordan was originally penciled in for a match with Miztourage member Curtis Axel. Curtis, unfortunately being waylaid by Lesnar, could not participate. Thus, they sent out a local jobber to face Jason Jordan. Now, for those who don't know, the big reveal that Kurt Angle had been building up to, this supposed scandal that would rock his world and the world of his family and his friends, everyone that he knows, turned out to be that Jason Jordan, current WWE superstar Jason Jordan, one half of the American Alpha Tag Team, is Kurt Angle's son. Now, supposedly, Kurt Angle had a dalliance in college with some girl. They broke up. He never heard back from her, and all this time later, he ends up finding out that she had a son. That being Jason Jordan, and of course they built up to it. Now, here's the thing: as far as drama and wrestling storylines go, this one was actually rather tame, considering how the way this reveal could have gone. They could have had revealed that Kurt Angle had a secret lover, he was having an affair with Stephanie McMahon, or Jason Jordan, the Jason Jordan one. Nope. Nope. There you go. Thank you. All right. So, I mean, like I said, they could have revealed that Kurt Angle was having a secret affair with Stephanie McMahon, or that he was having an affair with Dixie Carter, who actually, former owner of TNA, who actually made an appearance on Kurt Angle's WWE 24 special. So there were so many different ways they could have gone here, but the fact that they went with Jordan being Kurt's son, I think just kind of fell flat with a lot of people. Not that this doesn't have potential. I mean, Jordan's a great hand. He's a great athletic talent. He's strong. He's quick. He's fast. He's young. I mean, he's intense. He's pretty much Kurt Angle personified. Look at him. I mean, they even have some striking similarities in terms of physical appearance, in terms of their moveset, like suplexes and intensity. So certainly it has potential to work. It's just the way they've gone about it hasn't really resonated with the audience. And I talked about this from this past week, where you had Jordan facing the local jobber. Now, normally this isn't an issue, okay? You feed these kind of local talents to your established superstars to help build them up, to help build credibility. It's been a time-tested tactic as far as building up new superstars in professional wrestling. But the problem is that normally you do this, you do local jobbers for for budding heels, you want to build up. Basically they fed all these local guys to Braun Strowman when he was coming up, to show how much of a monster he was, just dominating 2, 3, 4 guys at a time. Now, and that's the problem was, you're building up Jordan as supposedly a face, one of the new bright faces on Raw, and yet you're giving him a local jobber from Toronto, part of Canada, which is a very strong, pure wrestling base, who aren't going to be too happy about one of their locals getting beat up by a new kid on Raw. So unfortunately, it was a pretty dismal reaction for Jordan, which makes you wonder, okay, is this intentional? Are they maybe hinting at a heel turn somewhere down the road with Jordan, or even Angle? You know, kind of like build up the whole possibility of nepotism between the two. Remains to be seen. Because, I mean, supposedly there was rumor of an Intercontinental title match between Jordan and Miz, but that seems to be off the table for the moment. So we'll see where this goes. All right. So the next bit, speaking of Miz and Hollywood, there's Goldust. Goldust, after being triumphant in his feud over R-Truth, Goldust. Nope. Okay, fair enough. All right, Goldust, after being successful in his feud versus R-Truth, is basically now he's looking towards SummerSlam. Thank you. He's looking towards SummerSlam. He's looking for the next big talent. He's looking for the next big name that he can get behind, that he can mold in his image, or possibly looking for a brand new starlet, maybe Marlena 2.0, so to speak, maybe like Summer Rae. Now, I like this. I like that they're going old school of Goldust. They're going back to what really made Goldust great, is the psychology, the movie references. I mean, this is old school Goldust. I like this. Now, I mean, this opens up a number of possibilities. I mean, one rumor is that, okay, you could have Goldust aligned with Miz and the Miztourage because of their Hollywood connection, because the Hollywood connection right there, the movie connection. You could have Goldust like be a mentor to Miz, or you could have Goldust take on, say, like someone who hasn't done it. Like you could take on a female wrestler who hasn't had much screen time in a while, a Summer Rae, like a Summer Rae type, someone who could play the new Marlena to Goldust, and a new generation type character for Goldust to mold in his image, or he could pick up a new tag team partner. You never know. Or you get someone that Goldust could play in a manager role too. So, I mean, there are a number of interesting possibilities.
Sorry, Ken, work stuff.
Oh.
So you wanted this picture, right?
Yep.
Okay, good.
So basically just discussing like number of possibilities. Goldust's been discussing like searching for new talent. Talking about how, okay, I mean, possibility that he could hook up with Miz and the Miztourage because the whole Hollywood connection. Or he could be looking for like a new starlet, like a new valet, like he had back in the day with Marlena.
Yep.
So I mean, a number of interesting possibilities could stem from this. I just like that they have a direction for Goldust instead of just letting him get lost in the mid-card shuffle.
Ken, I will give you 2 bonus points on SmackDown, or not on SummerSlam. Here, slide to your right. 2 steps.
Okay.
If you come onto SummerSlam with looking just like that, I will give you a bonus 2 points.
So you want me to dress up like Goldust? Like
yep, I want you to look just
jumpsuit,
like Goldust.
face paint, and all.
Oh yeah. Just like that.
First of all, you would have to. Good luck finding a jumpsuit in my size.
Well, don't worry about the jumpsuit.
You want me to do the face paint?
You can just wear black and you'll be fine. But I want the gold face paint, the red lips, and that black thing. And I will give you 2 bonus points. You're already up 2-0 on everyone.
Oh my God! Oh.
If you don't do it,
oh come on! You wouldn't take a point away from me.
Then you get nothing. 0.
0. Okay.
You only get a bonus point.
I would get what? 1 bonus point or 2?
2. You'll get 2. Oh, sorry.
I would get 2 bonus points.
2 bonus points if you dress up like that.
How badly do I want to be king? What?
Okay, how's this? If you do the face paint in the black, you get 2. If you just do the face paint, you get 1. If you
Well, I mean, I would need someone to do the face paint because I'm not exactly what you would call like an artist.
That's fine, Ken.
I mean, if you can find me like a makeup artist or someone who can do like that, who can do like a Goldust rendering.
No, I don't want anyone. I want you to do this yourself, Ken. I want personality. I want you to look just like that. You look great.
Oh, you get enough of that from me every week.
Yeah, I know. I want you to look just like Goldust, though.
I'll try. I will try and find someone. I don't.
With my discretion, though, if I don't feel like it's up to par.
Well, okay. Well, yeah, you got.
But I'm very lenient.
You got your reference. You got your reference point right there.
If you just show up there with like gold smacked on your face, then no.
Well, okay.
I want the
no,
full
okay.
face
You got your
paint.
reference. I get it. You got the full like.
Yep.
The full longest yard right there.
Oh, yeah, with the black eye thing going up to the
yeah. I know. I get it. You got your reference point. I get it.
I mean, it doesn't have to go because you have hair, and this person clearly doesn't.
Well, no. He has hair. It's just it's buzzed like mine.
Oh, okay. Well, oh God, look at that, Ken. You're
Yeah,
ready
there
to
you
go.
There you go. I'm
So
already
I
halfway there.
can't wait to see Goldust next week.
Oh, but that means I gotta shave the. Oh, I can't shave the beard. Don't make me shave the beard.
Well,
I love the beard. Oh.
do you want your 2 points?
Yeah, God, why did? Yeah, put me on the spot. Why don't you? Oh.
You have to send me a picture, because I guess
What,
I
oh
won't be
wait,
here
so
next week.
wait. Do I have to send you a picture, or do you want me actually in the show with the makeup?
Both. But since I might not be here,
So I gotta do the makeup. I gotta send you a picture showing me in the makeup.
No. I want it just not the picture. I want a picture here on set. That way you don't just do it at home and then watch
Why
it
do
off.
I have to
'cause
feel
remember,
like
this
this
is
gonna
live, Ken.
Why do I have to feel like this is gonna come up at the 200th episode?
No, I want it now. I want it 181, Ken.
Oh God. I'll think about it.
Because
Okay,
you also have a nice SummerSlam promo in there that I
I
made too.
know. I'll think about it. I promise you. I'll promise you that much. I'll think
It's,
about it.
it's a quick little promo. It's little less than 2 minutes.
Okay. All right. All right.
Back
so,
to SmackDown.
Back-
Raw.
yeah. Back.
No, SmackDown.
Well, actually, yeah. Let's move over to. I think we got basically everything covered on.
All right, let's do Cena calls out somebody.
Yeah. Cena calls out Corbin. Basically, this was the opening shot. Big surprise, but opening promo instead of a match. Basically, it's Cena calling out Corbin for trying to jump Nakamura last week after Nakamura beat John Cena to win #1 contendership to the WWE title at SummerSlam. Shinsuke beating Cena clean as a whistle. No problem. You know Shinsuke's Japanese, right?
Yes, I do. I was just trying to play pen. I needed something in there for motion.
Ah, I see. Good. All right. So anyway, Cena calls out Corbin for trying to get the jump on Shinsuke, even though Shinsuke beat Cena fair and square. Corbin comes out, tells Cena, I don't need to challenge you. I don't need to fight you. I don't need to beat you. I'm already Mr. Money in the Bank. He tries to walk away. Here comes General Manager Daniel Bryan. Bing, bang, boom. Makes the match, and we have John Cena versus whole free agent status. I mean, some are criticizing that they need to have John Cena on both shows to help give a quick boost in ratings. However, a lot of others, including myself, are seeing this as the fact that Cena knows that his time is running short, that he's getting on his years, the injuries are piling up. So the reason that he's got the whole free agent status on it, so it frees him up to basically face any up-and-coming talent that he wants. Basically, like I say, he's already fit. At SummerSlam, rumors are that somewhere around WrestleMania time, he's going to be facing off with Roman Reigns, which is a very remote possibility, and something I think we all look forward to for just how impactful it could be. So, I mean, it certainly opens up a lot of interesting possibilities. That for one. Now, how I think this, I mean, basically, we already talked about this last week. I mean, it seems like they're setting up here that Cena will overcome Corbin, Shinsuke will win the WWE Championship, Corbin cashes in, and then basically you got your WWE title feud for the second half of 2017, Shinsuke chasing Baron Corbin for the WWE Championship. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I think it'd be a great moment, but the problem is, it just feels a little too pigeonholed. I mean, it feels too obvious how they're shaping up. Here. Frankly, I'd like to see Shinsuke, like, win the championship and then actually fend off Mahal when he comes in for his eventual rematch. I'd like to see Shinsuke kind of establish himself as champion before Corbin comes right in, cashes in, and takes the championship. I mean, if they're serious about having Shinsuke as a top guy on SmackDown, have him show that he can be a top guy instead of just, giving him his little moment in the sun and then just snatching it out of nowhere. I mean, give him some credibility. You already gave him a win over Cena. Take the next step. Put the championship on him. And give him a little bit of a run before having Corbin cash in. Again, 2 cents. All right. So, moving on from there, we have the latest installment of...
Is that your phone ringing?
No.
I hear a vibration. Sounds like a phone vibrating. All right, keep going. My bad.
All right. Oh, that's probably mine. Okay. Let's see.
Moving on.
We come to the latest installment of Fashion Peaks. Yes. And in our last episode of Fashion Peaks, Fandango was trying to communicate from beyond with his partner, Tyler Breeze. Tyler woke up and realized that he knew exactly who had kidnapped Fandango in the episode previous to that. Here, Fandango supposedly returns, having been abducted by aliens, and basically discuss how he managed to escape using some, well, unmentionable alien devices that I will not say at this time, because we are PG. Thank you. All right, so anyway, I just wanted to bring this up because these two have been like the most entertaining aspect of SmackDown for the last few weeks. I mean, all the different detective parodies they've come up with, like I said, Fashion Peaks, Fashion Files with some X-Files. It's been a riot for these two. I think a lot of fans are comparing them to like a modern day Edge and Christian, just in terms they're talented inside the ring, but they're also hilarious backstage. So I mean, I'm enjoying this much as, not to mention the bulletin board with all the hilarious fashion crime photos. So I love it. I personally love it, and I'm looking forward to next week as well. The continuing mystery of who kidnapped Fandango. All right. So anyway, moving on from there. All right, we had Cena and Corbin. We had Fashion Peaks. Let's see. We had Carmella facing off in a non-title match with SmackDown Women's Champion Naomi. This signaled the return of James Ellsworth, who had been suspended after the second ever Women's Money in the Bank match where he ended up getting involved. He ended up distracting Naomi long enough for Carmella to get in a super kick and the surprise win over the women's champion. Now this is kind of like the opposite direction where I think they're going with Corbin right here. They're giving the women's Money in the Bank holder the win, so give her some notoriety and say, you know what, I can beat you, and if I so want to, I could cash in and I could take the women's and she could take the women's title from her. So I think it's a pretty decent setup right there. However, the scene after with Natalya and Carmella and Ellsworth felt rather forced, and this is kind of like what I was concerned about Natalya winning the #1 contendership, because don't get me wrong, she's talented in the ring, she can get it done in the ring. It's just outside she just does not have the sort of like bombastic personality to rival Naomi. She seems very straight-laced, very kind of almost dull, and unyielding, uninteresting. So I'm not sure how well this will come up. I'm sure it'll be a solid match come SummerSlam, but I don't really have my hopes up. Not really. All right. So moving on from there, we end up coming to the main event, which was Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal in a non-title match. As you can see here, Orton had far more success than he had against Mahal in their previous trilogy of matches. No Singh brothers at ringside. Randy finally getting Mahal one-on-one and getting his well-due vengeance with an RKO, countering out of the Colossus for the 3 count. Now, on the one hand, I'm fine with them giving, them giving Orton his victory back. It doesn't really mean much in the long run because Orton was already decisively beaten by Mahal. Doesn't really do anything. It's not like they're going to throw him right back into the championship mix. Doesn't make a click of sense to me. Then you have Rusev getting his revenge from the week before, where Orton RKO'd him, laying him out with a super kick as the show was signing off. Now, on the one hand, it's good, okay, they give Rusev a measure of revenge against Orton. On the other hand, this is just measuring up to be a rebound for Orton after losing out on the WWE Championship to Mahal after, like I said, their trilogy of matches. So again, this kind of seems like another one that's more or less set in stone, as Orton, beating Rusev and getting his rebound after losing out to Mahal. And I kind of feel bad for Rusev right here. I mean, there's such big expectations for Rusev coming over to SmackDown. People thought that he could get a change of pace, that maybe he would find himself in the main event competing for the WWE Championship, that he might have a face turn. I mean, amongst other things, amongst other rumors. And really none of that has come to pass. I mean, basically, this is basically the same. the same old Rusev that we've been dealing with. You know, the fervent anti-patriotism. Okay, boo America, yay Bulgaria. I mean, I mean, we know Rusev has great personality, great charisma, capable of so much in and out of the ring. He's a very entertaining guy, but you wouldn't know that from the last couple months he's been on SmackDown. I mean, his dull flag match with John Cena, this feud with Orton. I mean, and let's face facts, Orton's not no better of a patriot than Cena is. I mean, at least Cena has the gumption to play an ex-Marine in his movies. Okay, Orton once went AWOL from his military camp when he was in military school. Okay, I mean, he actually went AWOL. He had to serve jail time because he went AWOL in the military. And I mean, exactly why he couldn't play a Marine in the Marine movies, because the actual Marines objected to him playing a Marine in the first place. So I mean, none of this really seems to fit for either Rusev or Orton, and I feel like it's a waste, and it just continues to show just how much Orton is plodding along plotting along in 2017. I mean, ever since the whole feud with Wyatt blew up, it just feels like that Orton has he's been spinning his wheels. He hasn't looked motivated. He hasn't looked as crisp in the ring. And it could just be that, I mean, Orton is getting on in years. I mean, he's only 37, but it feels like he's been around for that much longer. It just feels like that he doesn't care as much. He's not as motivated to help put over new talent as he's used to. I mean, he's in the same role as Jericho at this point. He's helping to elevate the newer generation of WWE superstars, but he just doesn't look as motivated or as interested to do so. I mean, you see Jericho, who comes back every time and reinvents himself, keeps himself fresh, and helps put over the likes of Strowman, of Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, all right, and among others. Okay, he's capable. He does that. Orton does the same. It's just he doesn't come across as, you know, being grateful for it, being there to being a veteran presence like Jericho. And you have to wonder at some point this year or possibly next year, Orton may very well consider, you know, hanging up the boots, retiring. I mean, he's got a family. He's got a family now. He's made more money than most. He's made more money than most. And I mean, he has a storied Hall of Fame career. I mean, he's beaten some of the greats. He's an 11-time world champion. No one can doubt that. So I mean, if it feels like that he has nothing left to prove, that there's no one left for him to face, or he feels like that he's more than made his contribution to the professional wrestling industry, then you know what? Fine, retire. We'll induct you into the Hall of Fame next year. But until then, try and be motivated. Try and welcome the new generation of superstars coming into this business and show them how great it is to be a WWE superstar. But again, just my 2 cents. All right, so like I said, next week we got SummerSlam. We got the big pay-per preview coming up. I'm real excited. I'm real pumped about this. I know, Nick, you're excited. Everyone is. We'll find out just how the Big Four pay-per-view title will be cashed in. Looking forward to that. And will I don the infamous Goldust face paint? We shall see.
Yes, we shall.
You will never forget the name of Ken Hill. And remember, as always, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on, Ken. You got a couple minutes?
Well, depending. Well, I mean, I gotta jump over to work soon.
You gotta jump over to work. All right. Well, then next time
we
go.
No. You know, I got a couple minutes. Let's. What do you got? What do you got for me? Uh-oh. Let's see. Ah, yes. Here we go.
First, the overture. Yes, the strings. Listen carefully, can you hear it? Now the brass.
I can hear it.
Believe the hype.
It's fine music. How did you do that?
Wait, here comes the crescendo. How beautiful, is it not?
Word is
Your word is nonchalant.
nonchalant. Well, I mean, that's really not a word used to describe me. I mean, I'm upbeat, I'm energetic, like the word I used earlier, bombastic. Nonchalant. I mean, it's like calm and cool and collected. That's really not me. I'm on edge.
It doesn't have to be about you. It could be about anything to do with wrestling.
Well, I mean, nonchalant, you think calm, cool, and collected. You think, Carlito Caribbean cool. I mean, nonchalant.
Would you like a definition?
Relaxed. Well, relaxed. Laid back.
Feeling or appearing casually calm and relaxed, not displaying anxiety, interest, or enthusiasm.
Well, yeah. An example of someone in wrestling who was very nonchalant was Rob Van Dam. Very laid back, very cool. He was hip. Basically, he never had a big problem with anything. He always took everything in stride. Always found everything to be funny. One of his first big feuds in WWE was against Triple H, and basically the entire feud, RVD made fun of the way that Triple H would spit water during his entrances. That's the kind of guy RVD was. He never really took anything seriously, though. That was part of the hang-up that a lot of fans had with him, that because of that nonchalance, he really lacked the intensity. As popular as he was, as funny as he was, that's why he was never a world champion for too long. Yes, he won the ECW title, won the WWE title, but he didn't hold it for long. He held it for a few weeks at most. It's that same nonchalance that has gotten into trouble. If anyone who's a WWE or ECW fan, remember that he was so nonchalant and he laid back. He had a very casual lifestyle. A lot of that's sort of activity, and it got him into trouble. He was so nonchalant about it. He got caught with it one time when he was ECW champion. And because it was a violation of wellness policy in WWE, he was not only suspended, but he was stripped of the ECW championship, more or less, in a match on television. It's an example of how a certain aspect of one's character can be both an advantage and a disadvantage. And one thing, it certainly appealed to a number of fans. At the same time, though, it ended up being a detriment to Van Dam, because no one could take him seriously as a main event level superstar. He would always be mid card at best, popular, but never quite breaking through that proverbial glass ceiling.
All right, now to wrap her up.
All right, so like I said, next week we will be having our SummerSlam pay-per preview. Looking forward to that. Also, like I said, so that means that not this Sunday, but next Sunday, I will be doing my live SummerSlam pay-per-view coverage on the WrestlingConnection.com. Just go to the pay-per preview section and tune in starting this an early start time of 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on next Sunday. So again, looking forward to that. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Wrestling Connection. Check out my LinkedIn account. Check out The Wrestling Connection on Facebook, all of our social, and on Twitter @WConnection. But in the meantime, like I said, SummerSlam coming up next week. Wicked excited. Will I be donning the Goldust face paint? We shall see indeed. All right. So for Nick, for everyone at Bedford TV and here at the Wrestling Connection, I'd like to wish you a safe and happy weekend. And remember, as always, to be connected, get connected, stay connected. Have a great weekend.
I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be.
Someday we'll find it. The Wrestling Connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me.